Hello everyone, so tonight I'm sketching out some really funny giraffe faces. I'm going to do a paper mache piece for my circus that I'm doing. One of the characters is going to be a giraffe, and so I thought before I sculpted its face I would draw some funny, whimsical character-like giraffe faces. I'm actually looking at some giraffes on Pinterest, and they're real, like, photographs, and they had them kind of clumped together, and so I thought it was funny. It kind of looked like a selfie, so that's where I came up with this idea. And I'm not really strong sketcher, so mine go through some really ugly, crazy stages, but you know, I just have to start somewhere, because sometimes that's the hardest part, is just getting started. So I just started making marks on the page and kind of looking at the animal and sketching something in here and a little something in there, and they just go through some pretty crazy stages on the way to the finish line. I also just wanted to point out that you see this little owl here on the right hand side. That is by an artist named Josh Audis. You can look him up on Facebook. It's Audis, I believe, maybe 2 S's. I love his work. I had some pieces of his stuff in my trailer that burnt down. I had an Airstream trailer that burnt, and it was in the trailer. But check him out on Facebook. Okay, so here you can see I really struggled a lot with that chin line and getting her neck, just in the right spot. So I repositioned all the pieces like I'm going to lay them out on the page, and sketched her in there. And here I'm just going over the middle of it with gesso. I didn't really like that checkered background that I used, so I covered it all up, and I'm going to make that the background sky. Now here I'm just gluing them down with, again, the matte medium, positioning them on the page, and I spent a lot of time right there really pressing them down. I know it doesn't look like I did, but I did spend quite a bit of time making sure that they were really flat and there were no air bubbles. And then of course I went over it again with my Stabilo, and then brushed water all the way around it. I love to do all of them in a black and white sketch study before I color them. I just love this part so much, and I think it adds depth behind it when I add paint. All the layers, they add up to the end result, which is just kind of grungy, and all the colors swim around together. I just love it. So here I'm going to go over it with something called absorbent ground. This is the first time I've ever used it. I'm using it instead of gesso. It's something that you can use when you need to make the surface ready for watercolors. I'm going to go over these with acrylic because I want these spots to be really dark, but the rest of it I'm going to go over with the Caran d'Ache watercolor crayons, and I'm just going to let you watch. Okay, so they're almost done. I'm just going to put a little sparkle in their eye and then finish the background. I had so much fun doing these, and I think it's going to be a huge help when I go to start sculpting the face and the head of my giraffe for my paper mache circus. I hope you have a great evening. Thanks so much for coming along with me on my journey and filling my art book with animals.